Boy, oh boy, what a weekend for professional wrestling. By far the biggest wrestling weekend of the year 2021. I watched AEW Rampage last night. I will watch WWE SummerSlam tonight. I will watch NXT TakeOver tomorrow. I will also offer some wrestling related videos on Lemon Cookie TV this weekend, so stay tuned. And if you want to stay spoiler free, then you shouldn't be on YouTube anyway. Then you probably got spoiled already anyway. Then you should leave this video and this channel right now, because otherwise I would spoil you in a few seconds. I will keep the video title and description spoiler free for now. Nevertheless, but if you don't want to get spoiled, go away from YouTube right now. So my 10 thoughts about AEW Rampage from Chicago, Illinois. You may know that I'm not the biggest AEW fan, but I love professional wrestling. So I don't know how my relationship with AEW may change over the next few weeks and months, because we really got to see CM Punk last night. He really showed up, and his AEW debut was obviously a magnificent and history-making, very special moment. By far the biggest moment in the history of AEW. That was my thought number 1. Thought number 2, and that's a big but. There are quite some big buts. I like big buts, and I cannot lie. CM Punk instantly exposed the lack of professionalism, star power, and authenticity in the AEW locker room, simply by showing up and encouraging a comparison. If you see CM Punk in one segment and the fucking Young Bucks or fucking Kenny Omega in the next segment, then you see what a real wrestler, what a real star, what a real authentic guy is, and what goofy cosplay idiots are. Thought number 3. Cheers to CM Punk. CM Punk will not do phony sketch comedy bullshit with these elite knuckleheads. If they piss him off, he's the kind of guy that will right away go back home and tell them to go fuck themselves. Thought number 4. CM Punk is head and shoulders above everybody else in AEW. Period. Thought number 5. The shots he fired in his promo at WWE were unnecessary and cheap, in my opinion. He should be bigger than that. We've heard the story a million times before, even though these emotions are obviously legit and the wounds have not fully healed. But having him say basically the same shit that Miro and almost everybody else had already said before kind of made him look bad, in my opinion. I think that was not necessary. Thought number 6 is COVID-19 related. The lack of social distancing that we saw at the merch stands in the arena. We saw photos and videos on social media. That lack of social distancing was frightening. People had to wear masks in the arena, obviously, but still, seeing these masses of humanity that all wanted to buy that CM Punk t-shirt, obviously because it's a cool t-shirt, but still, that lack of social distancing was scary. And also, I have to kind of knock CM Punk here. Why would anybody handshake and hug dozens of people during a pandemic, vaccinated or not? That's not Punk. That's stupid and reckless. Shame on you, Punky boy. So, thought number 7. The quality of AEW will obviously improve if they keep on hiring professionals and well-trained wrestlers, real wrestlers, that take their own job seriously, instead of hiring and using and booking self-trained sketch comedy outlaw macho schlubs that wrestle in front of 25 meth heads in a fucking barn in fucking Wyoming. Using professionals will help. Who would have thought? Thought number 8. CM Punk has to turn heel soon. Having a heatless babyface versus babyface match against a small guy like Darby Allin as his big comeback match, that would be a letdown and bummer. He is a grumpy loner in real life. Like Jim Cornette, he can legitimately stir shit up verbally on the microphone. He can make these people hate him just by rubbing the uncomfortable truth under everybody's nose. He can make these people get mad at him for real. He can make them wait for him in the parking lot with pitchforks. He has to turn heel soon. Obviously, that could not happen in Chicago, where everybody loves him. That would have been as stupid as turning Steve Austin in Texas. But that has to happen soon. Hopefully next Wednesday already. So I'm drinking a beer. We saw thought number 9. We saw the Straight Edge Savior, CM Punk, and we did not see Barney Gumble 2.0, aka Chris Jericho. They said that he would come back next Wednesday, and then I thought, because I don't really, until 2019, I always said that Jericho was the greatest of all time, but really, he destroyed his own legacy in 2020. He reminds me of Barney Gumble. He's constantly drunk. He's always annoying. He's yelling all the time on commentary, so it was great to not have him on commentary. Having Jim Ross instead made the show more legit, made the show more enjoyable, just from an audio perspective. Chris Jericho is the bad example that CM Punk should not follow. Obviously, CM Punk does not drink alcohol or do any kind of drugs, and that's not what I'm referring to here. CM Punk needs to see that you need to adapt your style to your age, which Chris Jericho has barely done. He hasn't really done that at all. Don't be an embarrassing midlife crisis alcoholic in public like Chris Jericho. But I kind of would like to see Jericho and Punk against each other again, just to hear CM Punk tell Chris Jericho just what I just said on global television. Hearing these promos, hearing Punk verbally tear midlife crisis Jericho to shreds, that would be great television. That would be a pleasure. I would like to see that. Thought number 10, AEW can become a serious, legitimate, and good wrestling promotion if, and that's a big if they completely get rid of the bad, phony, kayfabe fucking sketch comedy, gymnastic bullshit, and instead focus on real, authentic personalities like CM Punk, like Bryan Danielson. More CM Punk, less Kenny Omega. Thank you.